See, Pooja Mehta ji is here at the studios. But then let me tell you, in your life, for some time, for someone, there is no other way than getting separated. I know no one wishes for that, but because of some situations or circumstances, people get divorced. We all know that. But there is a legal process for all these things, which only a professional can help you or guide you with all these things. So let's welcome Pooja Mehta ji from Dalal and Mehta Law Firm. Good morning, Pooja. How are you?
Good morning, Khushi. How's everything going today?
Everything is great. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And you're not looking so bad either. You're looking great. I love that color.
Oh, thank you. Spring color.
Exactly. So today's segment, as you discussed already, we'll go over basics for New Jersey divorce law. What are the types of divorces that happen? So what does that mean? That means, we all have the reasons that we want to get divorced, but there are certain reasons we have to tell the court of New Jersey, the judge, why are we getting divorced? So some of the reasons that the law allows us is adultery, meaning, your partner cheated on you, your partner has left you, desertion, extreme cruelty, unfortunately, in cases where there's heavy abuse. But to be completely honest, the most common form of divorce actions are what's called irreconcilable differences, which is basically, the common one that everyone sees, the big celebrities in California filing that we basically don't get together. Don't get along well. So in the state of New Jersey, under irreconcilable differences, we have to show that for 6 months or more, the marriage has essentially broken down. And the parties are now coming forward to the court of New Jersey to end the marriage legally so that they can get remarried or, whatever they want to do. And at that point, what decision the husband and wife need to sit down and make is this divorce going to be a contested or uncontested divorce?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means, do you want to spend a lot of money or do you want to spend a little money? And that's really going to come down to the amount of assets you've built in the marriage. So if you have maybe 2-year marriage, you realized relatively early on that you don't work along together, you want to get divorced, we file for irreconcilable differences. And in a 2-year marriage, most people haven't even bought a house yet. So the only assets you've really developed are whatever's in the joint bank accounts, plus the car, maybe jewelry, something, very limited assets. And for the most part, people are able to divide that and figure out an agreement between themselves. And we are able to proceed with an uncontested divorce, meaning the parties are not fighting. They're fighting, but they're able to come to an agreement as to how they want to proceed. There's usually no children either, or if there are children, they're very young children for a 2-year marriage. So they're able to figure out a custody time, which custody is a whole other topic, which we'll discuss another week. But we handle uncontested and contested divorces. So what is a contested divorce? It's not strictly limited to marriages that have been around for a much longer period. However, the more assets you have in a marriage, naturally, the more fighting there is. मुझे वो painting चाहिए, मेरी माँ का वो गहना है, वो मेरा है, वो उस function पे मुझे ये मिला था. That carpet I bought in that state fair, and that's my dream carpet. So, these type of things happen in contested divorces. And you can still proceed under irreconcilable differences. We recommend for most of our cases that unless there really is a situation of extreme abuse and cruelty that you need to get on the record, proceed with an irreconcilable differences. Have your attorneys, experienced attorneys in family law, in divorce law, handle the distribution of the assets. We'll figure out, the sale of the house through the realtor, distribution of how much percentage, who gets what's going on. Because at the end of the divorce, all of that has to be sorted out, along with custody and visitation rights for the children. That comes up because many people don't realize that. Everyone knows that, once you have children, सारे कहते हैं, 18 साल तक तो मैं लटका हूँ. but it's not 18 in the state of New Jersey, it's 21.
Okay.
If the child decides to go off to college. So if you're, look, it's not being stereotypical, but Indians have a very heavy emphasis on education for their children. So it's a natural presumption that the child will go to college.
Yes.
But if the child does, then father and mother are both on the line for 50% of the education, so 50% of the education after whatever has been achieved through loans or gifts or whatever savings the child might have. So it's a like I said, we'll go through custody and child support and all that another day.
Next day. Mm-hmm.
But that's the brunt of contested versus uncontested. And then
And friends, in case if you want to talk to Pooja Mehta ji after the show, please reach out to her at 732-283-7400 है उनका phone number.
Thank you so much,
And
Kushi.
we are in conversation with Pooja Mehta from Dalal and Mehta Law Firm.
Thank you so much.
And Pooja, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So what are the reasons one can get divorced?
So, like we said, extreme cruelty, irreconcilable differences, adultery. But the biggest issue is how long does a divorce process take? So, if you're going to go through the route of irreconcilable differences, then you should be able to come up with a settlement. After we file divorce paperwork, the other spouse needs to respond. They have 35 days. All that paperwork, once the preliminary paperwork gets filed with the court, we have to proceed to a case management conference, which gets scheduled within 2 months. On that day, if everything can get sorted out, then we can proceed with a divorce within 2 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't get sorted out, because at the conference you're in front of a panel of attorneys that will use their expertise to kind of help mediate and resolve the divorce issues. If that doesn't work out, then we have to proceed to mandatory mediation, which is in front of someone that you have to pay, and you have to work out your issues. And then last, if not all, if it still doesn't work out, then there's one more step. If that doesn't work out, then your case goes to trial. And at that point, you're looking at between $10,000 to $20,000 in my fees or any other attorney's fees. So it's recommended not only from my side but from most attorneys that we try to sort out the issues. Nobody has the time or the finances to be spending $20,000 on a trial when maybe your favorite carpet isn't that important to you.
Exactly.
So a little word of advice this Thursday morning.
Yes. Guys, we are talking to Pooja Mehta ji. In case you want to talk to her, please reach out to her at 732-283-7400 है उनका phone number.
Thank you so much.
You want to give out your website?
Please. So if you go into Google, you type in Dalal and Mehta, our Facebook page will come up. Or if you go into Facebook and type in Dalal and Mehta, obviously it'll come up. Our email address is law@dalalmehta.com, DALALMEHTA, dalalmehta.com. And we're there on LinkedIn, Facebook, Google. Our phone number is 732-283-7400. And just as a closing note, we talked about immigration last time, family law this time. Our firm primarily handles both of these issues, but we do handle employment negotiation contracts for physicians. I have 2 years of experience with Robert Wood Johnson hospital system. So we handle a lot of other stuff, but family law, immigration is really what we do.
Yeah.
So please come and see us.
Sure. Thank you, Pooja. That's nice talking to you. And
Always,
I'll see you.
Kushi. Always see you next Thursday.
I'll see you next Thursday.
Take
too.
care, ABC. Bye-bye.